All right, hi everyone. Thank you for joining the Kuali Research November Hot Topics webinar. I'm going to go ahead and get started. My name is Andrea Martin, and I am a trainer and client support analyst here at UCSD in the Office of Contracts and Grants. If this is your first time attending one of our monthly Hot Topic webinars, we try to keep them under 30 minutes, and our goal with this webinar series is to go over some of the common questions that we are receiving from UCSD's Quality Research Help Desk. That way we can show you, one second, let me just make sure everyone's muted. There we go. So basically we just want to show you all some of the best practices and how to perform those tasks. And if you have any questions as I'm going through the topics, please feel free to type your questions into the chat. PM Talarita, who is also on the OCGA training and client support team, will answer them and chime in as well. And we will have time for questions at the end too. Perfect, so let's look at our agenda today. So today we are just going to discuss the Principal Investigator Research Questionnaire and Certification process. This will probably be a review for a lot of you, but I do want to go through it as a refresher and just point a few things out, just based on a couple help desk tickets that we've gotten recently. So I'll go ahead and jump into our proposal. So right now I'm in the Kuali Research stage environment, and let's start by adding our PI. We can see in the upper left-hand corner that we currently do not have a PI assigned to this proposal. So I'm going to navigate into the key personnel section. And then from here, I'm going to click on that personnel. Perfect. And then from here, I'm just going to click on that blue Add Personnel button. And we have a few different search criteria fields available. So I'm just going to use my first and last name in this example. I'll just use myself as the PI. And I also want to point out that if you use asterisk around the name, this will initiate a wildcard search. A wildcard searches, they're really nice to use if you're unsure of the full name or you don't want to enter in the full name. For instance, if the PI that you're searching for has two last names, using the asterisk is really helpful for this. That way you do not need to enter the full name into the field to have it as a search result. So the search results will contain anything related to what is inside of your asterisk without you having to type out the exact name that is recorded in the system. So as an example, I'll just search for my first and last name without asterisk, and I'll click on continue. So we can see I do come up, but I'm going to click go back, and I'm going to use asterisk around my last name. And then I'll go ahead and click on continue again. So this time we can see we have some other options. We have a few people with my first name and the last name Martinez. So we can see that last names, because I used the asterisk, any names with Martin in them came up as well. So that's a great tip just for you all to kind of note. Again, especially if your PI has two last names, I think that's really helpful. Perfect, so next I'll select the PI that I want to by clicking on the radio button to the left of their name. And now I'm just going to click on that blue continue button. And now I'm going to assign a role. There can only be one lead principal investigator listed on the proposal. The rest of the people that you enter onto the proposal are then listed as co-investigators, and you can add key personnel too as well if you would like. I'll also point out that if you're creating a service agreement, the lead personnel for the agreement would be listed as the principal investigator. Perfect, so I've selected my role, and now I'm just going to click on that blue Add Person. And perfect. So I added the principal investigator. I'm using myself again in this example. And I'm just going to quickly add a co-investigator as well for this example. So to do that, I'm just going to follow those same steps. I'll go ahead and click on that Add Personnel button. I'm just going to use the last name and first name fields. And I'll go ahead and click on Continue. Selecting the co-investigator and clicking on Continue. I've selected a role for them, and I'm just going to click on that blue Add Person. Perfect. So we can see that there is a drop-down arrow to the left of the names. I'll go ahead and click on that. And when we do click on that, we can see different tabs with the user's information. The last tab that we see are the research questions. I'll go ahead and click into that last tab. And the lead PI must answer these. So to notify that user that they need to answer questions, all you need to do is click on that blue notify button and they will get an email. I also want to point out, again, that only the lead principal investigator can answer the research questions. No other co-Is or key personnel listed in this section should be notified to answer questions, because if you do click on that notification, I'll go ahead. If you click on that notify button for the co-I or any other key personnel, they will get an email with a notification, but when they attempt to log in, they will not be able to. I'll also click on the co-I's drop-down arrow and go into their research questions tab. So we can see here that they don't actually have questions listed here unless you were to click on this blue include certification questions button. I'll go ahead and click on it, but that button should not be clicked because the system will give you an error message saying that they need to certify, but they actually can't. So if that button is accidentally clicked, all you need to do is go back and click on the now remove certification questions button. So I'll go ahead and click on that. Perfect, and now it's been removed. So sometimes we do get help desk tickets from users just saying that they're getting errors, saying that the system is giving them an error, just saying that their co-I needs to certify. All that means is the include button that I just showed you was accidentally clicked. And all you need to do to get rid of that error is click on the remove button that it turns into. Perfect, but I'll go ahead and click on that blue notify button. Perfect, and then when I clicked on that, we did get a blue message up at the top here, just letting us know that the notification was successfully sent to the PI, and it gives you the date and time as well. I'll also point out too, to the right of the PI's name, it gives you a certification status. So right now, the certification is currently incomplete. Perfect. So I'll also point out another way that you can actually confirm a notification was sent is by going into your notifications history section of the proposal. So over here on the left side of the screen, towards the bottom, I'm going to click into this notifications history section. Perfect. And so in here, you can see the date and time that the notification was sent, who received it, the subject of the email that the PI receives, and even the exact message that the PI received. So here in this message, we can see that it just asks them to please review the proposal by clicking on the proposal number and to answer the certification questions. Since I'm listed as the PI in the proposal in this example, this link will work for me. So I'll show you what they see after clicking on that in a second. But I also do want to note, if your PI comes back to you and says that they're having trouble getting that link to work, ask them what their default browser is. If it's Internet Explorer, that browser does not work well with Kuali. So you can do a couple different things if their default browser is Internet Explorer and that's likely causing the issue. You can ask them to please have them update their browser to a different default, or another option is too, if they don't want to update their browser to a different default, you can just have them paste the questionnaire URL into a compatible browser, such as Google Chrome or Firefox. You could even do this as well. So over at this blue linked proposal number, if you right click on it, you can click on this copy link address. You can have your PI do that themselves in their email and have them paste that into a compatible browser. Or you could even go into this notifications history section like I am now and copy and paste that link address and send that to them directly and just ask them to please paste that into a browser that's not Internet Explorer. Perfect. So I'll go ahead and click on that. I'll open that in a new tab. Okay, perfect. So it takes them directly to these research questions. They do not need to click on that link and then navigate through the system and find that research question tab in the personnel section. All they'll need to do is click on that link that they get in their email. They'll have to log in if they're not already logged into Kuali, and it'll take them directly here. So I'll just go ahead and quickly answer these. And I'll go ahead and click on that blue Certify Answers button. And now I'm just going to click on that Save and Exit. And now I'm just going to go back and find my proposal. I'm going to go into my Common Task screen. I'll go ahead and collapse that menu. I'm going to click on Search Proposals. And I'll just paste in my proposal number and click on Search. And now I'm just going to click on Edit for that proposal. And I'm going to go back into my Key Personnel section. Go ahead and click on Personnel. Perfect. So since I, as the PI, just answered those questions, you'll notice now to the right of the PI's name, myself, it's given us an update. Now it says certification completed and answered by myself, and it gives the date and time that I did that. So again, this is just another important reason why the PI should be the one answering the questions, because the system does note and track all of this information. Perfect. Are there any questions, or Pam, do you want to add anything?
Nope, I don't have anything to add. You've been really thorough.
Perfect. And if we don't have any questions yet, I'll just point out, if you do have questions down the line as you're working in Kuali, I'm going to show you how you can submit a help desk ticket to us. So if you have WalkMe installed, you'll have this WalkMe player up at the top of your screen. And when you click on that player, in the lower right-hand corner of the screen, you have a blue Submit Ticket button. So once you click that, that'll take you to our research portal, so you can create a ticket and send it to our UCSD Kuali Research Help Desk. And then another way you can also find us through Blink is just going into that search Blink bar. If you type in Kuali Research and search for that, looks like it. Okay, perfect. So the very first link that comes up, Kuali Research, you can just go ahead and click on that. And then in this page, if you look in the lower right-hand corner, we have all of our help desk information. You can reach out to us via email and also through our UCSD Support and Services research portal. It'll have you log in. And here you can submit a ticket. We have a couple different sections. You can submit a ticket, or if it's access related, we do have a different section for that as well. Perfect. But if nobody has any questions, thank you all for hopping on today. And I will send you a recording of this so you can reference it later too. Perfect. Thank you so much, everyone.